artificial intelligence is moving faster than any transition that came before it. In the past, a few shifts fundamentally changed information technology. From the mainframe to the personal computer to the internet, these shifts have reshaped how we communicate and how we do business. Experts say AI is rewriting the stack all over again.
It's interesting how all of us, everywhere up and down the stack, have all had to become AI savvy analysts over the last 2 or 3 years. You know, it's making a fundamental change all the way up and down the stack, whether that's compute infrastructure, networking, operations, the way applications are deployed and managed, Kubernetes, virtual machine, literally all the way up the stack, MCP, server deployments, how that's everything, my entire landscape that I've known for far too many years. There's some grey in the hair and a little bit less of it. All of that stuff that I've kind of grown up and known over the years is all being thrown up in the air, and we're almost relearning the entire stack. So it's a wild time to be an analyst. It's a wild time to be tracking space, but super exciting.
From his years at IBM to founding HyperFRAME Research, Steve Dickens has built a reputation for seeing across the entire technology stack, from mainframe to cloud to now AI.
It seems like you're going to have a lot of trust in people, or you have to be really smart, and it's a combination of all of those things. How do you feel like people are getting on with it?
I mean, so how do we keep up to speed as analysts? We're really blessed. The vendors are always giving us briefings, getting on our calendars, and giving us fantastic access to speak to their best and brightest. How do you AI helps us from a perspective of being able to synthesize data and pull data together really quickly and be able to sort of ask and interpret and fact check and be able to sort of build a three-dimensional view of what we're being told. How does this relate to that, to this, to that? That would have been a multi-hour sort of Google search type journey previously. It's an AI journey. Taking it outside of me as an analyst and thinking about what other people are keeping up, I think we're still so early. It's the first innings of a 7-game World Series for me. If you look at the cloud, it's taken 20 years for that to evolve. Look at Kubernetes, what are we on? 13 years of that, 14 years of that. You look at mobile, you know, what the iPhone came out 2007. These are still trends that are shaping the industry today, and we're at 2-3 years into this with AI. So it's that level of tectonic shift, and that's where that's how early I think we still are.
Let's talk about Kubernetes. Is it becoming mainstream now? And then what's that role in the rise of AI now?
So I think it's gone from tinkerer's project. It was kind of in the cloud providers and kind of people were playing with it. Where I've seen over the last 3 or 4 years, I talk about the hoodie to smart coat ratio of how many people are kind of involved. We hear now talk about platform engineering. These are grown-up terms that you're talking about when you talk in the context of putting a workload into production for a mission-critical application. I think Kubernetes is there now. Then when you look at the confluence of that with AI, I think AI is going to happen on Kubernetes from an app deployment perspective. We're going to see some bare metal, we're going to see some virtual machines, but I think if an enterprise has got 1,000 apps today, they're going to have 300 new apps. They're all going to be agentic AI apps. I don't see those going onto bare metal or onto virtual machines. I see them going onto containers. That, to me, so you look at AI and you look at the maturity of Kubernetes, is perfect timing. If we'd have had AI come along and Kubernetes was 2 or 3 years old, we wouldn't have seen the same explosion. But we've got a really robust and mature way to deploy all these applications at scale, both cloud and on-prem, So that it's a perfect timing for me.
We've seen DevOps and we've seen containers, but you have to manage it. You have to be buttoned up. Can you just describe what's happened in the past year or two around that?
I talked about platform engineering before. I think it was a tinkerer's project, a Kubernetes cluster, probably up until 4 years ago, I would say. Maybe I'm doing that a disservice, but that's how it certainly felt to me. I go to KubeCon, I speak to the Red Hat guys, the SUSE guys, the Mirantis guys, the Canonical guys. I chat to a bunch of these guys, and it felt always to me like a tinkerer's project. That's hard pivoted and changed. Platform engineering for me is looking at non-functional requirements, security, availability, performance, scalability. Things that a tinkerer doesn't think about. They're like, how can I just get this out fast? We've moved beyond that to now it's got to not only be delivered fast, that's remained. Is it production ready? Can we secure it? What about backup? What about availability? What happens when something goes bang in the middle of the night and we need to DR over it? How are we going to manage this? How are we going to build skills around it? Those are grown-up, boring things, but are absolutely vital if you're going to have this as a platform to support next-gen AI apps and mission-critical apps in the enterprise. So that, for me, is how that's all evolved.
There are a lot of partnerships, it feels like. So-and-so's investing in the other one. I've been covering it for over 20 years, the industry, and I haven't seen it so frenetic.
Yes, I mean, I think where we see, if I was looking ahead, I think we've thrown the stack up in the air. We're now watching those partnerships and all of those ecosystems start to coalesce. So we've seen it this week with Nutanix. Partnerships with NetApps and Everpure and Lenovo in the storage space. That would have been unheard of 4 years ago when you were a HCI-focused company. We're seeing that across the stack. NVIDIA's rise and everybody at GTC clamoring to get Jensen to sign one of their sort of racks or servers. The ecosystem's having to coalesce and re-establish itself around a new norm, which is this AI factory and how we deploy. So for me, what's fascinating is how all that comes together. I think we're probably a year into that ecosystem, sort of the strata in that ecosystem starting to be established. I think there's still about another year of that to go. And then it's going to be execution.